Peace, family. Before I get to this video, let me say this. We all know that TikTok was taken away and then brought back the following day. And when it came back, it was some type of public service announcement attached to it saying that the people behind TikTok was working closely with President-elect or President Donald Trump to restore and protect the people's rights to free speech or whatever. You saw the notice. The fact of the matter is this. Donald Trump, this country only has one president at a time. And Donald Trump was not in office at the time that TikTok was taken away, nor when it returned. This was all done up under Joe Biden's watch. So I'm not buying whatever this message was saying, because like I said, this country only has one president at a time. And I am sick and tired of watching Donald Trump put his name attach his name to things, and then he gets the credit for it, whether he had anything to do with it or not. When COVID was around, he was totally against the stimulus checks. But when Congress granted it, he removed the Treasury Secretary's name and put his own name on there, receiving credit for all the benefits of these stimulus checks. He's not even a Christian, but he attached his name to a Bible, and now all these MAGA supporters believe that he's a saint. He put his name attached to he paid some guy to write this book, The Art of the Deal, put his name, his image on it. And now everybody believes that he's this great businessman. I just want to call a spade a spade. Donald Trump is a branding agent. This is what this man do. He put his name on buildings, paper, cups, Bibles, whatever he could put his name on and sell it. This is what he's going to do. And I'm just sick of this nonsense. So like I said, Donald Trump wasn't even in office when TikTok was taken away or brought back. Let's just keep that straight. Now, all during Donald Trump's campaign for president of the United States, to so-called fix the economy, gas and food and all that stuff, all he said that you needed was a president with brains. They wrecked his economy, let him tell it. So now after the election, now he's saying that he's going to lower the cost of gas and energy 50% in 1 year. So we shouldn't have to wait a year to see whether he's right or wrong. He got inaugurated today. I'm going to give him 6 months. If he's predicting that he's going to lower the cost of gas and energy by 50% in 1 year, well, in 6 months, we should see a difference. Come July, August, there should be at least a 25% cheaper rate for these goods and services, period. All the tariffs that this guy was saying he was going to implement. Tariffs is the most beautiful word, let him say. He didn't stop wars because of tariffs. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden didn't know how to use tariffs. Donald Trump, now it said he's going to hold back on the tariffs. Why? Because when they interviewed him on MSNBC, he was the expert on tariffs. When all the financial experts, when all the big corporations said tariffs was going to raise the cost of goods and services, he said he didn't believe it. He said it's not going to cost the people a dime. Well, if what you said is true, Donald Trump, why are you holding back on the tariffs? You know, to me, his presidency should be forfeited, because milk, eggs, bacon, gas, and energy, all you said this country needed was a president with brains. Well, Donald Trump, you're supposed to have all the brains. Now, after the election, now you changing your position. You saying that it's going to take a year to get these prices down. You said that the cost of food is going to be more difficult than you first thought. So if you, as presidential candidate, able to campaign on one thing, then after the election, you can change your position, then the people should be allowed to change their vote because you promised all these things and the vast majority of these things on day one. Now you're talking about day 160, whatever it is, into your administration. That's ridiculous. But I'm not gonna try to make this video too long. But let me say this: what we need is a presidential candidate that has commonality with the people, so that he has a dog in this fight. So it affects him, affects us. You will get this most if we have our own independent governing system to govern over our own independent businesses, industries, and institutions. But until black people get their mind wrapped around that, we have to participate in this system here. Now, Donald Trump is saying that he wants to eliminate overtime tax. He want to eliminate tax on Social Security and all these other services. But the fact of the matter is, Donald Trump ain't never had to deal with overtime. He ain't never had to deal with Social Security. So whether he's able to do this or not, if they work or not, that's not going to change his existence whatsoever. If he come back and say after 2 years, 3 years, I wasn't able to reduce or get rid of the taxes, it's not going to impact him at all. But what do impact him is the tax on property. You see, Donald Trump, he buried his ex-wife on his golf course to protect his property from being taken away for taxes. Me and a lot of other people out here, we don't got ex-wives that we can bury in our backyard to protect our home because of property taxes. So Donald Trump, if you saying just removing tax on overtime, which affects the vast majority of the workers, removing tax on Social Security, which affects the vast majority of the elderly, but you don't have no personal stake in it, you got a personal stake in property taxes. So if you want to protect your property, you should also want to protect the property of the citizens as well. Remove property tax off of the people. This will give them incentive to go out, stop renting, and buy a home. This will give them incentive to keep up the home. This will also give them an incentive to pay off the loan because they know once they pay off this property, they don't have to ever worry about it being taken away from back taxes again. And we ain't got to be scrambling around fighting over corpses trying to bury them on our property to protect our land. So if you're going to be the president that's functioning with commonality with the people, then implement this policy, like I said, so that your policies and legislation won't just affect you, it affect the common citizens as well.